Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the exterior speaker plan. There's tables that go all the way over there. A lot of seating, as you can see, so they want this to be an outdoor party area, more or less. So I'm standing right in the middle of the area that needs sound. There's a river, a stream, and some campsites across the way. So a couple of noise obstacles to overcome. There's a lot of vertical space. The way it is now, there's some baby little speakers there and there. So those are probably reasonable places to put 2 speakers. And I was thinking of adding a third all the way on the left. And that should give, if they're pretty loud speakers, that should give decent coverage there and there. This wall right here in front of us is 71 feet. And then if we wrap around the corner here, it might be nice to place one there, sort of on that awning, just so that these people over here have a bit of sound. That's kind of optional depending on well, let's go for it. Let's just say we'll put one there. So this is sort of the outside of the back. So that'll be 3 louder speakers and 1 medium one under this awning here. Now I'll keep walking around this side. We don't need audio on this outside facing area much, because that is a cabin that people stay in. So we will leave them to themselves. So as we're moving around to the front here, so here we are at the front. There's a lot of awning that will help reflect some of the sound, and it's a lot quieter on this side because there's no stream, and these are RV campsites, so we don't want to disturb them as much, but we want the ability to play some music loud enough for them to hear if there's an event going on. Not like loud, but enough so they can hear it, to invite them in. Alright, so I was thinking from this end to that corner that you can see over there, that's about 115 feet. So we're dealing with this here. There'll be sound inside this room, all these rooms as well, but we'll have probably one there on that corner, one tucked up inside that corner probably makes sense. So you're up to 1, 2, spacing out across these windows. Give it about, I don't know, 30 feet or so. Yeah, it's about 30 feet right above this door. You could have another one, or it could be just to the right of the door, whichever. Space it out about another 20 feet. You're right above the bathrooms, so you could put a speaker there. And this is just sort of to break the silence, I guess. And then here on the corner, you do have the hum of refrigerators around to the corner. But it looks like there's a nice junction box right there. So anyway, we could put one there. So you're up to 1 onto the red light, 2 on the left side of that window, 3 on the right side of the window, 4 right around this bathroom, and honestly I think that's okay. So those 4, and we could stretch the 4th one to this corner too. So that's pretty much the outside. And just for your reference, around back it's vending machines, refrigerators, access doors for this thing. So like, you could persuade me to put 1 speaker back here, but not essential while people are at the ice machine. And just to close the loop so you can kind of get it in one fluid shot. So the whole building end to end seems to be about 120 feet exterior I don't think we need to touch all of that necessarily. So you're talking about 100 feet as the crow flies. And so this area is like a barbecue area, and that's where is our stream is here again with the camping area. And those are those baby speakers we were talking about earlier. So you'd have one on this corner right here, one where that guy is, and then a third over there, at least those three. And this is just kind of a cooking area, so I think they'll get enough sound coming off of that corner. And there's also just some seating right here and here, obviously. So this is sort of a view of the outside. Okay, so here we are in zone 1, the top left. So it's about 35 by 20, but it's very quiet in this room, so 2 speakers will be more than enough. I'll show you the place. This is where we're hoping we can fit a rack. Yeah, we do want a rack. So we have a bunch of space we can use. I mean, in a perfect world it would fit up there, but we are approved to take up as much space as we need. This little wall is just a bookshelf, so we can kind of knock that out and make a big rack depending on how big the amps are and stuff. But we have this quiet corner. We want the controls to be accessible to somebody that works behind this counter here, so they can run over and make quick volume adjustments. Not necessarily a high priority to have volume adjustments at the individual zones themselves locally, but if that's the way we have to do it, I understand. But we don't want customers necessarily cranking up the speakers and blowing it out or whatever, but I'm sure the amps will be tuned right for that. So that's zone 1. And so the 2 speakers will probably just be to the left and right of the counter. We have little temporary dinks. They are not working though, as far as I know. And then under the counter space, there is a little bit of that. If we wanted to like replace that filing cabinet with an audio rack or something. I mean, all the space is taken up, but we can use whatever we need to. So that is zone 1. Now the door here is going straight down into 6 for a second. This is the big main room. We'll get back to that. Sorry, it's a little dark. All right, so looking here, we are looking into zone 2 now, which is just next door. So there's a big TV there, and so we can put some speakers in here. But yeah, a lot of glass in there, so there's going to be reverberation. 1 or 2 small speakers should be enough for this zone 2, and so we'll probably just punch through the wall, right, because that wall is right at the back of where, sorry, the focus is where the center of everything, the source is going to be. So punch through there, and then probably right there as well. The cords would be barely noticeable on the other side of the wall because there's so much going on, so we'll probably punch out there. All right, so we've done 1 and 2. Let's look at 6 since it's this main room. It's very dark, but let me see if I can get a flashlight going. I don't know where all the light switches are here. But all right, so you come out of 1. So we can punch through the ceiling or these walls here. You can see since there's so much going on and there's a change in materials, we could drill through, and there already are some cables right there just poking out the wall. So you can see like that would be easy to do, and we can run them above this little there's this interior awning. We can run them up there and anything. So currently there's a speaker 1 and 2, and there's the projector that projects onto this wall. So it's the lower side of rooms 1 and 2. And there's a previous like place where you interact with media, stuff like that. So that might be a good place to put the source for this DVD player, but not necessarily what we could just board that up. They don't really like it being accessible to customers the way it is. So we could put a DVD player in that office, and if somebody needs to play DVD, they'll talk to us. And so, yeah, so there's a one speaker there, a little center, and a right, and then a back, and a back. So it's like a home theater setup. It doesn't need to be that way. He's okay trashing all these. By the way, those are Polk Audios, and based on these amps, these are just random, you know, home audio stuff, not 70 volts, so that's why it's hard to tie everything together. And then the mics that they're using, we might be able to recycle these. UHF Audio 2000s, H&F Technologies. I think they're functional wireless mics. AWX 6030. So you let me know if those are okay. You got the wireless mic receiver there for the Audio 2000 diversity receiver. It says A, B antennas and AF. Anyway. Alright, so I was thinking just do the four corners is what I was thinking in here. So one probably closer to, I don't know, sound would probably refract if we go up there, but so we'll do in the corner, definitely there with the wood and everything the way it is. That'll be good. Maybe just on the other side of the railing here, on the outside of that railing, so the sound will be decent but won't blast these people right there. Opposite corners probably, like they have a little PA system right there. I think that's what they use to announce. There's the kitchen, by the way. So probably another speaker there on the outside of the railing, maybe just on the back side of the railing, so it's less visible on that left side. And then right up there, by the BMW flag, looks like a good corner. So that way they'll get decent sound here, and so the louder you can be in here, the better. There's a lot of space to fill. So that is 1, 2, and 6. 5 is this upstairs area. So of course there's going to be a lot of sound coming out of zone 6 into 5. But they might use a couple of medium speakers because it's just going to be up the stairs here. It's as wide as this area you can see in front of me. We'll go up in a second. This is the kitchen. So they serve out of these windows, and so they'll be calling orders. So it'd be good for them. Yes, like you said, a gooseneck mic, and I think they have one. I'll see if I can get a picture of that. But yeah, it's just a push button intercom, on off, gooseneck, and then I don't know if I have a key to this. Nope. But the kitchen just goes, we could put a speaker on, imagine 10 feet into this wall. There's the front, do one like there, one like 10 feet that way, another like 10 feet that way. So they have sound. So that is zone 3, the kitchen. Zone 5 is what I'm walking up the stairs now. So I had to code everything so strangely. Here's a bit of an upstairs lounge area. So we have just a little bit of space, 15 feet wide or so. Poker table, a couple cards table, couple card tables, and shuffleboard. So just, I mean, they almost don't need speakers, but just to balance out the sound, 1 or 2 up here would be decent. Sorry, burning out that image there. So moving into zone 4, This is, I know it's larger than it looks on the drawing, but it's because it's the upper floor. So 4 speakers in this space would be good. There's your projector screen. The previous entertainment system that they've been working with. They like to do movies up here and things, as well as meetings. So it's almost a surround sound situation here, but for as far as just playing music, ambient music every day, I was thinking one in that corner, of course, those are easy. And this divider, which will capture a bit of sound, kind of messes things up. So I was thinking, oh, this space is open. So this connects 5 and 3 right here. But anyway, I was thinking maybe one there and one in that corner there. So the sound projects sort of a little more evenly. We might still just do it on the inside. There's a speaker previously mounted there and there, so they're kind of in the middle of the room, focused on a smaller viewing area. But as far as like if it was a meeting and there was a guy speaking up here doing a projection display, you'd probably want a speaker there, and maybe 2 in the back. So yeah, anyway, 4 corners is what I'm thinking here, whether it's on this beam or not. And then this is the one that we need it to be isolated, meaning they can speak on their mic and it goes out to only this room. But they can't have the option to receive the main audio source from zone 1. And that's basically the only thing that needs to go on here. It would be nice if they could have the option to mute out the calling the orders for food, but maybe that, maybe they want to hear when their food's ready. But also if they're in the middle of an important business meeting, I don't want them to be hearing number 25 every 30 seconds. Number 26. There's sort of a view from the upstairs looking down. And then zones 7 and 8 are outside, and I think I'm discussing those in a separate video.